So you are pushing that most or all our friends must be church members. Is that what you're saying?
That is what my understanding from what I heard.
Okay. Or I mean, just another time we have our hand up, and so I believe I have. My Sister said that share your point as it relates to that question.
Okay, I would say no to it.
Really?
The reason why I would say no to what Brother Ray is saying is that, I mean, your lifestyle as a Christian can be an example to someone that even come to your house to live, and that person accept Christ through you, and that person is not a Christian. Another example is that you can have your friends or persons who you work among, and they become your friends, but the lifestyle that you live, the things that you do, they looked at it and say, you know, I mean, I want to be a Christian too. And in order for us to win others to whatever, you have to, not to be their friends for them to lead you astray. Because I have friends that will not tell me to do certain things because I will not do it.
Okay.
So having friends, and moreover, you have your family members that are not Christians, and you go among them, but when you live that life, because sometimes when I go to Jamaica and I stay with my cousin, if I stay at that house, he might say in the morning, so you're not going to church? Or you're not doing something? So the lifestyle, and when we worship, we invite him to worship, and when you do things like those, you can win them to Christ, because that's how, because the life you live is the greatest sermon. We might go up there, and because we are familiar with words, we use them, but we don't live that life.
Okay. Yes, Pastor.
I understand what Sister Donnet have just said.
Yes.
And I do understand what Brother Ray is saying also.
Yes.
Because if you are strong, right? I think I think still walk on before, but since I'm start talking. If you are strong, then what Sister Donnet is saying is absolutely correct. But there are some people who are struggling.
Okay.
Struggling.
So.
And let me be specific too. Let's say a person struggling with alcohol.
Yeah.
Right? I know that Johnny get one bad name. Let me give one popular name. Marlon. Johnny get all the bad name. Marlon is a drunkard too.
Yeah.
He love alcohol. And I am struggling with alcohol. Right? Then Marlon and I should be no close friends. because I am a little weak for alcohol, you know.
Yeah.
And Marlon is a drug, shuffling the beer, the Marlon over the place. Every open do so one beer. Okay. But in a case like that now, I would have to kind of distance myself
from that person.
Because Marlon influence is not good for me. Because I'm struggling with alcohol. But once I conquer certain things, I should be really close to Marlon now. Because I want to win Marlon to Christ. But if I don't overcome it, then I need to stay far.
So you're saying, based on your strength level and your relationship with God,
especially in a particular area.
Yes, a particular area.
If you know this man always a burn weed, and a weed they are problem bench, you can't the Rasta finger can't be friendly. In that closest I'm talking.
Yeah.
John being you know must be my acquaintance.
Yes.
So I hear him up and I see him. But I say, Bridget, what I said? All life man say, boy, Carl, boy, I'm still at the weed, at the bush still, you know. I say, yeah man, all right. I'm gone about my business. Okay. But here and I can't come, we hang out, just sleep overnight and nobody weed. Don't take a draught, you know. Because that's my struggle.
Yeah, so that's true that, but shouldn't, that's a very good point. Brother Ray, I mean, was not discounting all the points that Brother Ray made.
This point is right, and down the point.
The point that Brother Ray made is that how do we prepare in Brother Ray outline and no outline. But also remember that we are the salt, the Bible says we are what? We are the salt and the light of the world. So yes? Yes, man, yes? So.
I was going to say, Sister Donner practically covered what I was going to say, because I was going to say, if all our friends have to be Christian, some of us won't even talk to our kids. Because how many Adventists have children that are out there that are not in the church, that won't even think about going to church?
Okay, that's okay. So that's yes. But I was going to read this, sister. I was going to read this. The Bible says, And the Bible says, be not conformed to the world, but be transformed by what? Renewing of your mind. Yeah? So, and the Bible does say that there are 3 things in the world. What are the 3 things in the world? Lust of the flesh, lust of life, and the pride of life. But I do believe, as Pastor said, if you are strong and you have friends who are not members of the church, I think the first thing that we need to do is to outline to them where you stand on certain things. Yeah? Which means that if they say, I'm going to a movie, they can't convince you to go to a movie. Or they say, well, there's a big singer in town, and I'm going. They can't invite you because they know that you won't be going.
How about the workplace party?
And then they know that at the workplace, they know, well,
Sometimes you have to be strong.
Sister Fabs won't be going and all those type of things. Because you already outlined based on action and by your own attitude, and so you're basically not going. You're not going to do certain things. So I think one of the problems that we have, the Christian, is sometimes we don't outline what we believe to our unbelieving friends. And so because they don't understand what we believe and all that, and they know that there's a certain line you're not going to cross. So once they know that, and you explain to them that you're not judging them and you're not condemning them and all those type of things, but you just take a stand.
I need to explain why.
Yes, Sister James.
The most dangerous thing is when you as a Christian and your best friend is not a Christian. I've seen it happen.
Okay.
Where people are Seventh-day Adventists, but their best friend is not a Seventh-day Adventist.
Okay.
And that caused so much problem because everything that happened in the church,
You tell the person.
you go back and tell a person who is not a Christian, who is not a Seventh-day Adventist.
Mm-hmm.
And so because I've seen it happen, and when you try to witness to the church, to the person,
That's a very important point.
it's like they know.
They know that's a very important point. That's a very important point. This is a very important point. That
So in that case, we must be
that
strong.
we must not. That is a very, very important point. We must not disclose the privacy of the church
the
to
running of the
non-members.
church. That's right.
Yes,
Because
non-members.
just to finish, at
Yes.
work, 2 of us are Seventh-day Adventists. When
Yes.
we're discussing anything about the church,
Yes.
nobody else here. We make sure we are by ourselves,
Okay.
and nobody else
Yeah.
knows.
Okay.
Because we are talking about our church.
Okay, yeah.
Nobody else needs to know what's going on.
That's true. That's a very important point. That's a very important point. Never discuss the issue of the church with non-believers and all those type of things. Yes, your hand up, please.
Okay, what Sister James says true, but it's not only that, we're not supposed to discuss matters, because even sometimes, it's the truth, is that you have board meeting, and members who are not on the board
know
what takes place. So it doesn't only go for your best friend that is there as
Yeah.
Seventh-day Adventists, and it's the truth, because most of us,
Yeah.
if we have our partners, we might go home and say to them,
so and
Sister
so.
Forbes, so and so, we are to learn not to discuss others, period. Not just because of church matter, but anything that goes on in the church that is not supposed to be out there. So we are to learn not to say things that we are not to say to others, even those among us that are in the church, because sometimes when we do, that means no one can confident in you, because when you have to discuss the church matter with somebody else.
Mm-hmm. That is.
So it's not just your best friend, because I know I have friends that are not Seventh-day Adventists, and I remember even she's a good close friend. We share and I said everything and anything. But when it comes on to church matters, I will not discuss with her because she's not a Seventh-day Adventist. And I remember even when her father funeral was on Sabbath, I did not go. And she was upset with me for probably a year and a half. But when she come back and she said, I am doing the thus saith the Lord.
Yeah.
It is what God say I'm supposed to do. That's what I'm supposed to do. And even Seventh-day Adventists on Sabbath, they leave